All right, race fans, welcome live here tonight, Daytona International Speedway here for the Sim500 Wednesday night truck series presented by SimSpeedShop.com. And I call this place the epicenter here of motorsports for NASCAR and a lot of other motorsports here tonight at Daytona. We're about to rumble here in a 2.5 mile super speedway here. As these guys are gearing up, well, as always, I'm Joe White up here in the booth and accompanied by Gerald West. Gerald, how you doing, man?
I'm hanging in there, Joe. I'm here at Daytona, though, so I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
Man, I tell you what, Daytona, you gotta love it. 2x2, side-by-side style racing here. These guys are gonna be nail-biting it all the way through this whole entire night.
I would say so, man. And these trucks are going to be a whole lot of fun out there. It's my favorite to drive here on any plate track is the trucks, man. They drive so well. They're pretty flat there on the front, so it's a little easier to push without turning somebody. But not saying that won't happen, so we might see a few cautions, but we're going to see an exciting race here at Daytona.
Yeah, absolutely. These guys been getting geared up and flying around here a little bit right now as we're at Daytona International Speedway. Well, folks, on the board right here, as you're seeing, we're back at it again with our kind of a Sim Speed Shop Truck Series Challenge here. We're in the Sweet 16 part of it. Man, Gerald, I know he's got Jose, and I'm rooting over here for Justin Fuller. Kind of just wanted a little broadcast deal here. Really don't kind of like picking any driver because they're all pretty darn good in my book. But either way, tonight we got Chad Cole right there. Coleman going to go up against Joey Katina. And again, what this is, just a friendly little competition to the end here. and basically it's whoever finishes in front of whoever moves on to the next round. So those two are being challenged against the other. Jose Gonzalez, Don Runkle, they're going to be going against each other. Nick Timms up there against David Comstock. We got Timothy Johnson going up against Michael Venture, and we got Scott Simley up against old Tim Matthews. Joe Hudson up against Sean Bounty. E.J. O'Rourke's going to take on Justin Fuller. It's going to be an interesting one there. Chris Jabu and Bobby Wetzel. So that's the Sweet 16. Keep your eye on it. You can see it there on the screen right now. Yeah, write down your favorite driver out there. And Gerald, I know me and you, we kind of have our own little friendly, little back and forth competition here of who we think is going to win this thing here.
Yeah, you got to have a little fun, you know, between me and you. We spend a lot of time together, so I don't mind it, and we both got some good picks, man. It's hard to pick out of these drivers.
Oh, absolutely, man. And right now we're in the middle of qualifying, and Bobby Wetzel, he's on top side right now. So here's the thing about this race, Gerald. I've always said it's a wild card style race. Anybody could come out here and win, and it's just one of these places where, you know, you can get your first win and get it under your belt, or you know, obviously you can get into disaster, because we got to talk about the big one. It's usually not if it's going to happen, it's when.
Absolutely, yeah. And you know, a lot of luck involved in this. These guys, they have zero fast repairs, so they got to take care of their equipment. They got a long race here tonight, and you know, they can't really let that bracket get in their head. You know, it's kind of hard going into Daytona, you know, having to battle somebody in that bracket. So I hope they don't put that let that get into their head. And, you know, a lot of luck's going to be involved in this one tonight.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I'll tell you what, and I guess you kind of got the better end of the stick, man. I'm not going to take anything away from old Don Runkle out there, but, man, Justin Fuller's going to have his hands full to get past old E.J. O'Rourke.
Absolutely, yeah. They're going to be, you know, and with it being at Daytona, it's going to make it a little easier on both, because you never know what can happen. And if they get caught up in the wreck, you know, or the big one, you would say, then, you know, it's going to be who finishes in front of the other. But another great battle, Nick Timms and David Comstock. You know, there's a lot of these 16 drivers. I mean, every one of them is worthy of winning this.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You were talking about getting caught up. Well, you know, with this Daytona this past Monday, and man, you know, we had actually really two kind of big similar wrecks there, and both of them happened pretty much up in the front of the pack. And, you know, and I know once that happens, boy, it took out a lot of cars. And the first one took out a good solid, I don't know, 10 cars or so, and a lot of good fast cars. And throughout the whole entire race, I think we had another one. All total, man, about half the field was done in that one. And it's just Daytona, typical plate racing.
Yeah, I mean, up towards the front usually is where it could start. It could sometimes venture towards the back, you know, when it stacks up a little bit. But it's a really intense up towards the front of this pack, especially when you're in the first 3 or 4 rows up towards the front. I mean, those guys up there, they're all over each other. And one mistake could cause a big pile up and take out a lot of good trucks. So it's really intense. White knuckles.
Well, you know, everybody likes Daytona. Everybody likes to see the wreck, so to speak. But, I mean, it is some exciting racing. I kind of get into it. Like I said, we're getting side by side. You know, throughout this whole entire race here, Gerald, as a racer, sim racer, in any style, your nerves, how much patience do you have to have at this place?
Oh, you got to have a lot of patience, and you got to make the right moves too. But you definitely have to be patient, and your nerves will get to you. You know, I gotta have a fan on. You know, I turn that fan up real high, and it's crazy out there, man. So you gotta pay attention to what's going on around you. Like I said, a lot of luck involved in this one. Anybody out there's got a chance at winning this one tonight. And same with the bracket. Anybody that's left in the bracket, those 16 drivers, they're all worthy of winning the bracket.
Absolutely, and that's something that's just kind of a fun thing here that we're bringing about, and it's fun for the drivers. I mean, it's just something that's unique, kind of giving anybody a shot there to pull this thing off. Well, folks, I want to appreciate everybody tuning in. We're live tonight here on YouTube, Twitch, Bringing it to you on OSR Network, and here tonight for the Sim500 Wednesday night series here, presented by SimSpeedShop.com, Daytona International Speedway. Not under the lights here. We're in the daytime here tonight. Was under the lights on Monday night, but well, I'll tell you, just got a lot riding on this one. Points is another thing. Chad Coleman should be the man on top still, right?
Yeah, Chad Coleman, he's been up there all season, and I don't see him going anywhere anytime soon. But I tell you what, EJ's creeping in on him, so he's got to be very careful.
Well, I tell you what, look who the man is on pole up there tonight. Joey Katina, who has turned his season around big time here in the truck series the last several weeks. That guy, man, has turned the wick up, and tonight's on pole. And like I said, this is a track where anybody, I don't want to take anything really away from qualifying, but you know, it's not as important, so to speak, as it would be like any other track, where here you could pretty much start in the back, middle, of the front. But man, to put it out front like that, well, it does help your confidence.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Starting up front there, he's going to have EJ right there on his outside, Sean Bounty behind him as it stands right now. But yes, speaking of what I was saying earlier about the points, I was saying EJ's creeping up on him because EJ's right there at the front of this pack. But Scott Simley's the one in second. He's 94 points behind, and EJ's only 100 points behind. So the top three. Then we got David Comstock in fourth, and Justin Fuller rounds out the top five.
Absolutely. Well, I'll tell you what it looks like, though. This is going to be in the qualifying. I don't really see anybody else on the track as of right now, as all the drivers look like they're going to make their the times. Like 19 of them made a time. A couple guys just going to opt to start in the back. Again, that's a strategy. Some guys, man, want to be up front. Some guys want to just be out the back.
Yeah, you know, and you talk to your teammates and you try to come up with a decision. You know, do we want to run up front and qualify up front and keep it up front all night and hopefully stay out of the trouble, or do we want to start in the back, run around in the back, wait for the big one, wait till we get a little bit later on in the race, then work our way up and try to sneak in and steal it? And with have zero fast repairs here, one and you're done, man, I'd probably start in the back.
Well, you know what? We had a green-white checker this past Monday. It was a thriller. It came down to the line. They were battling out for about third place right there. They came across the line. They were side-by-side inches when they crossed the line. It was an awesome finish there.
Yeah, that's awesome. Usually when you have a green-white checkered on a plate track, they end 3 or 4 wide, you know, and it's really intense.
Oh, yeah, it was awesome, and I loved it. We thought there for a minute we wasn't going to get it, but then, man, we got lucky and basically got the green-white checkers. You know how iracing sometimes is here, and being such a big track, it helped us out. We were right there on that 5-6 to go mark, so that was good. But looks like we are now going to grid it up. Joey Katina's going to be the man, going to hold on to that point up there. As let's grid these bad boys up here tonight. Well, the Sim500 Wednesday night series trucks here tonight live at Daytona, sponsored by SimSpeedShop.com out there. Give it a second here to throw it over, but the man on the grid, on pole here tonight, Joey Katina puts it out front. Well, could it be his night to turn the season around and look good? EJ O'Rourke's there sitting in second, starting third, Sean Bounty. Chris Jabeur starting in the fourth place spot. Fifth place man, Jose Gonzalez, Speedy Gonzalez right there. Sixth place man, Josh Manu sitting in the starting sixth. Seventh place, Trey Edson, a newcomer here. He's looking good in himself. Eighth place starter, Thomas George. Ninth place man, Bobby Wetzel. And round out the top 10, we got Chad Coleman. Looking through the rest of this field, what's a who's who here at the Sim500. Well, these guys definitely, man, know their stuff, and there's a lot of skill out here tonight.
Yeah, and you know, as I usually say, I'm looking through these this field here, looking at these paint jobs. The 57 truck, Rolling Rock, he's got that thing looking good out there, and a lot of great looking trucks, a lot of trucks.
Yeah, let me bring up, you reminded me of that too. Bring up trading paints, make sure I get them paints all out there.
Nonchalantly.
Yeah, well, I waited till qualifying was over, and then I'm gonna bring it up here, so.
Yeah.
Make sure we get them all. It's loading up, it's downloading them right now, so. By
Yeah,
the time they
usually
get
don't
around
take
here,
too long.
yeah, by the time they get around, it'll be all right. Well, look at the rest of this field, man. I'm going to tell you what, like I say, this is a huge field. These guys are going to have some patience out here. We got 39 trucks are going to start here tonight at Daytona.
Wow.
Hopefully 39 of these guys, man, are going to finish this thing out.
Well, yeah, that's wishful thinking there, Joe. I'd say at least 25 or so will make it. There's going to be a big one. Like you said, you don't know. There's no question about if, it's when. And not sure when this one's going to happen. Maybe it don't. But the odds say
yeah, hopefully we go caution free.
Absolutely, I agree with that.
Yeah, I
Love
mean,
to see
it's
it.
happened. It's happened before. I mean, obviously you've got to have a mindset as a racer. I mean, you know, we always say business will pick up towards the end of the race, but you know, you've got to have a mindset of a racer to do that here. Patience. I mean, that's the biggest thing.
Absolutely, patience. And you know, like you were saying earlier with the green-white checkered, nobody wants to see a race at Daytona or Talladega, any plate track finish under caution. So good thing y'all got to run that one out. Hopefully this one tonight finishes under green. I know we got a great one in store for us, so I'm excited.
Well, 70 laps going to be on the board here tonight, and it's going to be a very, very good one. Hey, what's up there, web guy Mike and Sean out there? We appreciate everybody tuning in here. Let us know, man, how it sounds, looks out there to you here, because we're at Daytona Super Speedway here. I call it the epicenter here for motorsports, as lights are off on the pace car, pulling them in turn 3. That slow march to the front here, folks. It'll bring them around turn 4. The pace car will take that hard left turn off on pit road and let these monster trucks go to work here tonight. That man, Joey Katina, out front. Could it be his night to turn this season around? He's done some really, really good finishes here these past several weeks, and he's hoping that he's going to maybe put it in the win column here tonight. Pace cars in. We're going racing here at Daytona. Green flags out, and here we go. As the motors come to life, these guys head off into turn number 1, storming in there side by side already.
Hey, what a great start, though. They didn't get all stacked up there, a little space in between them. Much relief there for a lot of those drivers up front. But it's looking good. EJ there on the outside, got the 24 right behind him, Chris Jabou. And then you got Joey Katina, Sean Boundy, and Jose Gonzalez there on the bottom. That's the top 5 right now.
Yeah, right now you definitely got guys up front. They're still side by side. Now these trucks will be able to groove like that. They'll be able to draft side by side, tooth and nail, nose to tail. Like you said, Sean Bounty's going to be tucked in on him. You got EJ O'Rourke on the outside. You got a slew of trucks up high and a slew down low.
Oh, yeah, and, you know, look at all these guys. It didn't take them long to draft up. Like I was saying earlier, these trucks, they draft very well, and you can push really good. So you're going to see the 24 of Chris Jabou, or however you say it. Hopefully he'll forgive me. He'll be pushing that 41 truck of EJ up front as hard as he can, get him out in front of the 4 Joey Katina as he did there.
Boy, I tell you what, look at that. He's doing the textbook back and forth, trying to hold him off. He went low for a second. He came back up high. Here comes Joey Katina rumbling back on the inside. As you see those trucks getting awful dicey. Look out through the middle, though. Trey Edson's making it 3 wide.
Trey Edson stuck it right on in there. Pulls up to the back end of the 41. Looks like Joey Katina's got a nice run there on the bottom with help from Sean Bounty in the 34. He moves to the top side. Sean Bounty keeps it on the bottom with help from Jose Gonzalez right behind him. Here comes the 9 of Bobby Wetzel.
Man, I tell you what, the guys are storming right now side by side. It is a battle up front throughout this whole entire field. Joey Katina's got it by a nose. Sean Bounty wants it down low. Jose Gonzalez is pushing along with EJ O'Rourke behind him.
And EJ is looking good there in that high line. He showed the 4 of Joey Katina what that high line could do, which opted Joey to move to the high side there. So don't be surprised if he clears that 34 of Sean Bounty and opts to stay to the high side. And as I speak, he moves straight to the bottom. So here comes the 41 with help from Trey Edson.
You know, and the thing I'm seeing right now, normally I say textbook drafting. You're seeing it toward the back there. They're having a little space. But those top 4 guys right now, they're staying tucked up right on the back tailgate of one another. That's the problem with it right now. They could overheat those machines. Don't want to bump draft in the corners or the tri-oval because, boy, you can upset a truck in a heartbeat in front of you.
Absolutely, you can, Joe. And like you said, you push too hard for too long. It's not real hot, but you could definitely get that heat up in that motor. And we might see some engine failure here from that, just depending on how tight they are. Most of the pushing is going to come from the one that's second in line there, so not a whole lot going to be from the 34 on the back end of 41 there.
Yeah, and you're just seeing a 41 E.J. O'Rourke. I mean, he is right there tucked up to the back end of the 4. Usually you don't see that until about 10 to go, so definitely very aggressive, but he's wanting that lead right now. He's trying to see what he can do to maybe get out front.
Yeah, it looks like the top 4 single file. Down on the bottom, Trey Edson said, not me. The 24 giving a good push there. The 34, Sean Bounty hopped up there. He seen Trey starting to make a move on that high side, and the momentum's up there on the high side there. So if you want to get out front, you're going to have to get around that way.
Yes, he is. Right now, up top, Sean Bounty. He's got help by the 5 machine there, Trey Edson. We're at lap 5 of 70 here at Daytona. Joey Katina still out front, and this one, E.J. O'Rourke is pushing. Here comes Jose Gonzalez with a good shove. The 24 machine, Chris Jamu, he's up top. Now, you notice that other pack's kind of held off just a little bit. The 9 of Bobby Wetzel, he's up there in the mix also.
Yeah, I'd say Jose, Bobby Wetzel, and the 28 there, Anthony Calatoni, they're in a great spot right now. They're just riding, and they're still up front. The 4 of Joey Katina leading this race. Well, actually, Sean Bounty led that lap that time by, but they're not that far away, and they're right there. So they're in a good spot. Just ride for a second.
Absolutely. Right now, everybody's trying. I mean, they are dicing around trying to see what they can do. Sean Bounty takes the lead right in front of Joey Katina. So Joey's right now, he's going to tuck in behind them, but they still got a slew of trucks up high. Now, that's the thing about this truck as opposed to the Cup car here, Gerald. You can actually see this kind of racing for a while. They can stay this way for a while.
Yeah, one thing I'd like to mention, though, when you're up on the back end of somebody like, say, Joey Katina and Sean Bounty, which Joey just moved to the high side in front of Trey Eitzen there to take over that high lane, it's hard to see around these trucks. They got that big back spoiler on there, so when you're tucked up real close like E.J. O'Rourke is on the Sean Bounty right there, you really can't see a whole lot in front of him.
No, you can't. You're right, and that's the thing. And sometimes you might follow them in. I always like to be up high on the outside lane because the problem, like you said, is when you go into the turns, you don't see where the apron is. And I've clipped that apron a couple times because all you see is that big spoiler in front of you.
Oh, absolutely, and I've done it there running second row inside there, and I clipped that apron and caused a lot of problems there. Luckily, I didn't take a whole lot of trucks out, but I definitely hurt myself, and I pulled it down on the apron and let everybody by.
Absolutely. Right now, side by side, up front, Joey Katina. He's trying to take it back to the front. He's got a bad, fast hot rod here tonight, and he's proving it here at Daytona. He's looking good out front there, along with Trey Edson up top, who's got help by Chris Jabu. They're bringing that high line to life, but the low line is still, man, down there on the bottom. It's got a lot of muscle.
Yeah, the low line is a shorter way around there, but the high line's got a little bit more momentum, so on that high side, you'll see them stretch that out on the straightaways, but through the corners, it's the bottom.
Absolutely. Right now, you're still seeing it. Boy, it is stuck like glue up front, side by side, 2x2, all the way back. As Trey Edson up top, got the 24 on his back end, but Joey Katina's got the nose out front with Sean Bounty tucked in behind him there. As you see a storm of trucks coming to the tri-oval. Who's going to drag race at this time? Inches. And Joey Katina takes it that lap.
Yeah, he barely led that lap. As soon as they crossed the start-finish line, Trey Edson pulled a bumper out on him there. He's still got a nose on him as they go through 1 and 2. Here comes the 4 back on the inside. Looks like Chris Jabu's doing a great job pushing there, as well as Sean Bounty's. They're keeping Joey Katina and Trey Eitzen up there at the speed.
Yeah, giving them all they want. Boy, I tell you what, I'm nervous up here in the booth. I can imagine what the guys in the trucks down there are feeling already. The excitement you can feel, the energy out there on the track just by these guys being side by side like they are. I mean, this is some true exciting racing right here.
Yeah, for them to be that close together like that, I mean, you know, you got to trust these guys. They got a lot of respect for each other. They run week in and week out together, sometimes two races per week. So they know a lot about each other, and they're staying tightly packed together here early on.
Yes, they are. A lot of them. Man, there's a whole field of them, slew of them, side by side, 2x2, all the way back. Sean Bounty, Trey Edson still glued to the outside of that 4. Joey Katina, as they come down the back stretch here, you can hear the rumble of those motors. I mean, that is a slew of a field. Right now, though, I mean, for them to be side by side like they are here, Gerald, a lot of patience going on.
Yeah, a lot of patience and a lot of trust. You know, it's hard to go early in a race like this because you don't know what's going to happen, but these guys are all pretty much professional drivers, and you know, you trust one another. You'll get out there and you'll put on a great show like these guys are doing right now. It's an exciting race to watch.
Yes, it is right now. Well, you can tell the tension, man, building up front. Trey Edson still up top. He's got Chris Jabou on his back end. As that man right there, the Ford machine, Joey Katina, he is racing to try to win his first race here tonight. And I'm going to tell you, that you don't want to talk about a guy that would be excited to death. Hey, if he pulls this thing off, it would be awesome.
A win at Daytona is always awesome, man. It's so hard to get a win here. So, yeah, anytime you can pull off a win at Daytona or Talladega, man, it is a great win, a great victory. And Joey Katina, you know he'd be smiling ear to ear.
Oh, absolutely. Well, I'll tell you what, another guy, man, that 29 there, Anthony Calatoni, always get a trip out of his last name because it sounds like Calzone. It reminds me of a Calzone.
Oh, I love calzones, man. But yeah, too. Anthony Calatoni, I mean, he's a superb driver. He's always up front. He runs great. He's won him a race or two. I'm not for sure. I don't have my notes right here, but I mean, he's always up front. Right now, he's just riding right there, 4th place inside the number 28 right now. And I mean, Joey Katina and Trey Edson, they pretty much own the show right here up front. Until Chris Jabou can get some help from the 02 of Josh Mayu and the 9 of Bobby Wetzel, it's going to be side by side here for a while. They got to get that top line lined out real good, stay nose to tail, and get something going up on the high side because right now the bottom looks good.
Yeah, he's going to need some help, but it looks like they're closing in, though. He might get some help right now. The problem is Trey Edson, once he does get out front, is he going to leave his dancing partner there, the 24 of Chris Jabou? That's the question. Everybody usually does when they get out front. But the 02 there, he's been able to pull up, and he has found the back end of the 24 of Chris. So now we'll see if that high line can rumble to life.
Yeah, well, we're starting to see here that the high line is not as fast as it should be early on, but then again, they're not as close together as the bottom line. So if they can get that high line worked out, that high line will be there. The question is are they going to go to the bottom, you know, once they get up there and get clear of Joey Katina?
Right. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Everybody usually, once they get up there, they want to go to that bottom. So we'll see what actually Trey does. Now we'll see, and there we go. Boom, goes straight, cuts the nose off of the 4 and goes right to the bottom. So as soon as somebody gets out front, that's what they do. They just leave their dancing partner and go.
Yeah, it's going to be on the 02 there. Josh Mayu with help from Bobby Wetzel there to get that 4 truck. Moves to the high side. He said, no, I want that back, as Chris Jabou gives him a great push down the backstretch. They go side by side. He don't quite have him clear yet. Going into 3. We'll see what happens here at the start-finish line because they're going to be side by side as they drag race off turn 4 with help from behind.
Man, I tell you, these guys up here are rumbling back and forth. Joey Katina wants that lead back. Trey Edson, and he takes it by half truck. Coming across the line there. Why, you saw Trey go drop down in front of him, and then they're just like back and forth. Boom, boom. It's almost like whoever gets that run up top and gets the push can go down in front.
Yeah, and the 24, Chris Jabou, he gets credit for all the work. He's the one pushing these guys to the front, you know. And when's his turn? He's coming now, so maybe it'll be this time he'll be up front.
Well, he's got the 9 machine, Bobby Wetzel there, tucked in behind him, looking very good right now as he's going to try to see. Now, you've definitely got a lot of trucks up high, and it looks like there's a breakaway down on the bottom. E.J. O'Rourke's not quite close enough, so that high line could come to life here at this moment.
Yeah, the high line's looking good. You know, that gap between the 05 there, Trey Edson, and E.J. O'Rourke. But you got to think, EJ's got Anthony Calatoni behind him as well as the 25 of Thomas George. So if they can get linked up together, get that bottom line moving again, then the high side's going to have to do something. So, you know, once if it takes them 3 or 4 laps to get in front of the low line there, then usually they'll drop down as soon as they get a chance. But if that high line is just working, then usually somebody will stay out on that high side, and then they won't be shuffling around as much.
I got you. Right now, still the top side, it's still there. They're all side by side, 2 by 2, storming up front. Joey Catina's got to control this one. Trey Edson's pushing him right from the high side, but up top, now the 24's got the line. Let's see if he drops down on the inside.
He finally let him a lap there for all that hard work. It finally paid off here as he's going to drop down in front of the 4. See, the 4 had a little bobble coming off of turn 4 there, which gave the 24 and the 9 a run coming down that straightaway, which gave Chris Jaboo the chance to slide down onto that bottom. Here comes Joey Catina one more time with help from Bobby Wetzel. Big bump there, puts Bobby Wetzel in the wall, and we got the 28 around, the 25 of Thomas George, the 96 of Stevie Menzel. Caution's out.
That one started up front there. Big bump, like you said. Let's go back and watch it again here on the replay. Big bump there, moved by Joey Catina. He'd been doing it all night long, and then the 28 spun. That could have been a lot worse than what it was. I'm gonna tell you what. I'm gonna give props in the world driving job there to the 28 of Anthony Calatoni, because when he spun that thing around, he got it going straight instead of losing it. The thing about it is, we saw the 4 machine, Joey, every time somebody'd go right in front of him, he would jump straight back up to the top and get that push and go back to the front. Problem is, the 9 machine was there. The 9 truck was there when he went to the top that time.
Yeah, the field kind of stacked up a little bit. That's what caused that big wreck there. It would have been just a little bobble there. It looked like the 9 of Bobby Wetzel kept his truck up high. Wasn't going to be no problem for him there. But once them trucks stacked up, a little bit more contact happened there, and a couple more trucks went around. So maybe they can get them fixed, get back out there. I don't think anybody got a whole lot of damage. I'm not sure.
Let's we'll go back one more time. We'll see exactly. We saw Chris Jaboo. He moved down on the inside here, just watching, and Joey Catina, he was moving. He was clear there for a moment. Oh, actually, whoever was behind the 8 gave him a bump draft at the wrong time. And that's what's in there. The 34, Sean Bounty.
Yeah, those trucks, they stacked up there just a little bit, and then here come that big bump from Sean Bounty there, which wasn't a whole lot he can do about it. But one thing I noticed watching that replay a few times, none of those trucks hit anything very hard, so I think they're going to be all right. I think Bobby Wetzel might have been the worst truck, that 9 there, as he got up into the wall there. So hopefully he can get his thing fixed and get back out there.
You know, and like I say, just from the angle, one angle I had, it looked like when Joey pushed up the track, it looks like it might have got into the 8, but actually what it was, he had him cleared, and Sean Bounty just had a good run, and a bump draft is what sent the 8 up into the wall, and it kind of checked the field up behind him, and you know, and I know it's kind of one of those accordion effects from there.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and like I said, there's not a whole lot you can do. It's really a split-second decision. You got to go with your gut, and hopefully it works out. Unfortunately, it didn't, and I believe we were coming up on pit stops here in the next 10 or so laps, so not going to see green flag pit stops right now. That's what's going to make this interesting. Absolutely.
Well, let me find my right shot here, and I'll be all right. There we go. I'm gonna bring up Joey Catina and get a talk in with him. Joey Catina, Joe in the booth. Got a copy?
Hey Joe, what's going on?
Man, I tell you what, you got a bad fast hot rod out there. What you think about tonight?
Well, I thought we had a pretty good truck when early in practice I was right there next to Fuller in times and single truck runs, so I thought, you know, we needed to qualify, and didn't know we'd be smooth enough to grab the pole out of this group of drivers, but we did. So yeah, everything's working out to our favor right now. Just gotta try not to be greedy and try to lead every lap here, and we'll be okay.
Well, right now you're looking good up front. I tell you what, you've looked good the last several weeks. You've been able to turn the wick up here in the truck series. A win tonight would definitely put you in there. How do you feel about your chances here tonight, man?
If it stays like this, I feel pretty good. But like I said, just got to stop. You know, I'm trying too hard to lead every lap. I need to just relax and keep the truck smooth and make it to the end to have a chance to win. So I'm excited. We got a good truck tonight. Racing for Awareness #4 is ready to rock and roll.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Definitely got an awesome hot rod. Well, good luck out there tonight. That #4, Joey Katina.
Thank you, guys.
All right, man. I tell you what, right there, he definitely looking good in that machine out there tonight. So, hey, not bad.
Yeah, man. This caution gave him the opportunity to catch his breath, give himself a little thought, think about what he's doing, you know, and he decided, you know, I think I'm racing too hard here. So, hadn't this caution came out, that Racing for Awareness #4 would have been trying to lead every lap there. And like he said, he might be trying too hard, so he's going to cut it back a little bit, but I guarantee you he's going to be up front.
Well, you know, you get into the excitement, you get into the groove. You know, you got a fast machine out there that actually can get up front lap after lap, and you know that. You got one, and it seems like it's just drafting so well, and you're able to get up there. You can kind of get into that groove, but he's right. It's good that he reminded himself, calm down, got a long way to go. We're still at lap 20 of 70 here, so he's got a little bit to go for this race. Don't want to put himself in a position to where he's making moves like that and then get clipped and then you're out of the race.
Yeah, you got to think, you know, he had a front row seats there, so to speak, because he seen all that happen right there in his mirror, and he thought, hey, that could have been me. I better calm down. But here he is, still leading laps, so we'll see how it goes.
Absolutely. Right now, he's out front doing very good. Trey Edson, boy, the newcomer here. That guy has just came into the league and it's just tore it up. He's already won one in the Cup Series. Came over here in the truck side and has just definitely tore it up so far. As we're getting set here to go back green flag racing again here at Daytona, man, it's been fun so far.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm having a blast. It's been a really exciting, the first 20 laps so far. Hopefully everybody's enjoying it, man. We definitely appreciate everybody that's out there watching. And, hey, I'm having a ball, Joe.
Hey, man, I'll tell you, you know what? And that's what I'm saying. I do appreciate everybody out there. And maybe they're all quiet because they're in awe of what the excitement here these guys are putting on so far. Because it definitely is, man, a show like no other out here for the Sim500 Wednesday night series presented by SimSpeedShop.com. Here at Daytona International Speedway, we're getting set to go back green flag racing.
Yeah, and we're watching some of the greatest drivers here on iRacing. So, you know, even the great ones make a little mistake here and there. And whoever wins this, man, they're going to be happy because it takes a lot of luck and a lot of hard work. So good luck to all the drivers out there.
Absolutely. Pace cars coming out of turn 4. It's going to take that hard left turn off on pit road. Joey Katina up front's leading this field along with Trey Edson there. And Jimmy North up front along with Chris Jaboo. Here we go, guys. Girls, we're back at it again. Green flag flies as we're rolling here again at the Sim500 at Daytona. As the motors come to life, they're heading off 2x2 into turn 1. As you got Trey Edson up high and Joey Katina down low.
Yeah, man, it looked like they kind of calmed down a little bit on that restart. It was a little slower than usual there, little gaps in between the trucks. Usually they're all stacked up right there, but right now we got Trey Edson up on the high side, Joey Katina on the bottom. They both got help from Chris Jaboo and Jimmy North in the 84.
And the problem with these trucks is there's not a lot you can do when you get to that high side like that and you're just nose to tail. You're pretty much just kind of stuck. That's just the way these trucks rumble, as they are still side by side here. You can still see them. They're pressing off just a little bit, but that high line still got momentum on the low. And look at Joey Katina going to split them, but now he's going 3 wide. Might have been a bad move right there.
Yeah, you know, that's what he was talking about in his interview. Maybe I'm doing too much here, and that might have been just a little too much because Jimmy North said, I'm going low, put him 3 wide there in the middle. Now he's going to drop back to 3rd on the inside there. Chris Jaboo pushed Trey Edson way up there really good. Trey almost had Jimmy North clear, but Jimmy North's looking strong in that low Chevy Silverado on the bottom as they drag race down the backstretch side by side. Look at Chris Jaboo, and we got the 0-2 around.
Oh no, and that caught the 4, and it's a big one. It is a huge mess in the back.
Now we got some damage, Joe. We got some smokers.
We got a lot. We got a mess back here, junkyard.
Wow.
Let's go back, and I'm going to tell you, yeah, that started with the 2, and Joey Katina involved in that one. He was dominating out front earlier on, but he got pushed up in there. Boy, I'll tell you what, the 52's in it. Steve Goschalk's in it. Let's go back a little further here. Let's get another angle of that one. Man, I tell you what, a heartbreaker for some of these guys out here.
Yeah, it looked like Joey I'm sorry, not Joey, Doy Woods and the 02 of Josh Mayu might have got together there on the backstretch. 02 cuts down, goes around, and wow, a lot of trucks got involved in that. And you know, Joe, if he wouldn't have went up on the high side there coming off of turn 4, Joey Gattina is who I'm speaking about. He might still be out front and he wouldn't have got caught up in that, but since he got split 3 wide and put back to the 3rd row inside, man, that cost him a little bit.
And you know what? I'm thinking on the same thing you're thinking too, man. That's just one of those deals because he just barely got clipped. He was in front of it. Man, look at that. We got the 21 machine just bouncing all over the place. Let's go back and watch. I mean, just a couple angles here, different angles. I mean, it's just like, wow.
Oh, no, yeah. I mean, you got a lot of trucks. I'd say at least 15, maybe 20 trucks involved in that one. So that's a little over half of the field that got caught up in this caution. So anybody that's still got a clean truck, man, it's looking good for them.
Yeah, no doubt. Watch old Sean Bounty right here. I think that was Sean Bounty. There's another truck that went through. He actually just, well, he was good. He was way back in the back, and he just slowed that thing down. Slowed it down. We're going to have to get a list, man, because some of these drivers might be some guys actually in the chart that we were looking at here, too.
Yeah, we had a lot of trucks that were in the bracket, the bracket challenge for the Sim500. That were involved in that. Joey Gattina, Anthony Calatoni, I know they were for sure. Yep. But just to say, some of these trucks that were involved, we had the 91 of Steve Gottschalk, the 42 was involved there, Joe Hudson, the 9 of Bobby Wetzel, the 02, of course, y'all seen that one live there, Josh Mayu. The 12 was involved, that's Scott Simley. The 14 of Bobby Terrell, he got a little piece of that. I think Scotty Minson was in it. The 10 as well, AJ McCarron, he was in it. I mean, I could go on and on. I'm not going to kill your ears with that, but a whole lot of bad trucks.
Tell you what, also, let's, Jose Gonzalez made it through there. Let's ride with him. Jose made it through there. Watch this. Boy, the seas parted for him in the right way, and he was able to just get right through there. Wow.
Yeah, he picked a good spot, too, you know, and I believe our points leader is going to come out of that pretty good there. He might have a little damage there on the bottom from a little tap from behind there, but a couple trucks made it through there. Like I said, it takes a lot of luck to get through a wreck like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just watching multiple angles of different trucks here. Kind of just everybody, man, right there. I mean, wow, Don Runkle made it through pretty good. Steve Goschalk unfortunately messed up in that thing. Well, there's some of them that are just totaled, destroyed.
Yeah, I think I've seen at least 2 trucks that were smoking, so they're probably not going to be back out there. If they are,
unfortunately, Justin Fuller's one of them.
Oh man.
Yeah, so well, his chances on moving on to the thing's pretty much done, as he's 2 laps down now, sitting in the pit road there. But man, that's just Daytona. I mean, we talked about it. It's a wild card. Anything can happen here.
Yeah, you know, and Scott Simley was caught up in that. He's battling Timothy Matthews on the bracket. You know, so quite a few people that were in the bracket got caught up in that.
And I tell you, the guy right now that's probably got to be the most disappointed is that Ford machine of Joey Gattina. Out front, had one of the baddest hot rods out there all night long. And again, he mentioned it, making too many aggressive moves too early on. And, you know, it is Daytona now. He did right. He tucked back in. You never know what's going to happen. And basically, it was just wrong place, wrong time. And wow, I mean, I'm not going to say his night's done, but
Yeah, he wanted to move up to that high side, kind of shut that run down from the high side there. He could have stayed on the bottom, and maybe they wouldn't have cleared him, and he would have stayed out of trouble. But yeah, just a little bit too much there might have cost him a race there, a win for sure.
Well, right now, Trey Edson's out front. Chris Jabou's right there. Normally, when we see something like this, kind of calms these guys down a little bit. We've had two big ones up front, so we'll have to see what happens in this one. And look at this, Nick Silver. I don't know, that must be a newcomer there. But he started 24th. He's up in 3rd.
Oh, Nick Silver in the 46. I hear you. Yeah, that's definitely a new truck for me. I mean, I'm not showing any sponsors on that truck, so maybe he's looking for a sponsor. I do see a little bit of right side damage there on his right front, so maybe he got caught up in that just a little bit, or maybe something he got caught up in earlier. But yeah, I haven't seen him out there before. At least I don't remember it coming off my tongue.
No, me either, but I'll tell you right now, Trey Edson's up front, Chris Jabou. We got Jose Gonzalez, Nick Silver, E.J. O'Rourke, Thomas George, Jimmy North, Chad Cole, Nicholas Cohan, and Jason Barham, all in the top 10s. We're getting set to go back green flag. Huge one here at Daytona. Like I said, we always say, it's not if, it's when it's going to happen.
Yeah, we still got a lot of trucks still in the pits there. Joe Hudson, Michael Waters, Justin Fuller, Brian Chandless, those guys still in the pits. I believe A.J. McCarron might have put it in the truck, as well as Jonathan Locker. I'm not for sure, but yeah, they're not looking so good right now. But pace car's coming out of 4, Joe. We're getting ready.
Yes, it is. Lights off. Here we go. Pace car's going to duck off on pit road. Man up front in the 05 machine. He has done a lot since he came here to the Sim500. He has showed what he's got. A new kid on the block. He's about to bring it to life. Here's green flag flies at Daytona. They are back at it side by side. Once again, the 05 out front. But you got the 24 up high. And the man behind him, we call him Speedy Gonzalez. Well, he's going to push that 5 as far as he can.
Oh, one heck of a run there from the 26, right up to the back end there of Trey Edson. Trey Edson got a nice push from him there, kept him up front there, because you know Chris Jabou's fast, and he's got help from the 46 of Nick Silver right now.
Man, they are pushing and shoving up there for it to be lap 28 of 70. And that's just a product of how good these trucks feel. I mean, they feel like Superman out there right now in them. But the problem is, we got to talk about it. You got to be patient. Long way to go. You get up there and start yanking and pushing and knocking each other's fenders around, especially in the turn or on the tri-oval, you're going to have a big one happen again.
Yeah, and you got to be careful where you're bumping them at, too. You want to square up with them before you give them a great push like that. You know, you can bump them here a little bit no matter where you're at. But if you're going to give them a good push, you got to make sure you're square.
Absolutely. Exciting for us to watch up here in the booth and for all the viewers out there. Nerve-wracking as a driver, though, around this track, because right now Trey Edson, he understands he's got a bunch of angry animals behind him, and they want that lead. Chris Jabou up top's got a whole slew of them coming to life as they storm off down the bad stretch here heading into turn 3.
Absolutely there. Look at the 24, man. He's finally got his truck out there in some clean air. He's not the one pushing there, and he's trying to get clear there, Trey, but he can't quite get that second line there lined up well enough. There's only 3 trucks right there on the high side as you see the 82 of Chad Cole duck to the inside there behind the 84 Jimmy North.
Yeah, looks like it. Yep, Jimmy North's up there. He's in the mix, too. You see the side draft is going to play a factor. We haven't really talked much about that, but that definitely does help here at the actual Daytona. As you see what Chris Jabou, he's trying to get down there so he doesn't lose. And look at that aggressive move by Jose Gonzalez to move up high.
Jose leaves from behind Trey Edson there. He's trying to lead him a lap here. And great move there as he hops right in front of a great pushing truck there, the 24 Chris Jabou, and we've seen him push 2 or 3 guys there to that front. So let's see if he can push Jose up to the front. What a move by Jose.
Man, it was very aggressive one right there. Made it look good, smooth and silk as he went to the front. They're going to come to the line out of the tri-oval. He's going to lead that one, I think, by mere inches right there at the line. That was an awesome to the line on that run.
Yeah, if he had 2 layers of paint, that's what helped him out right there, because they were side by side as they was drag racing down the front stretch there through the tri-oval here. But look, Trey Edson back out front here down the back stretch, but the 25 almost underneath the back end there of Trey Edson's truck. Thomas George is getting one heck of a push there with some help from the 84 there, Jimmy North.
Boy, I tell you what, they are pushing and shoving back there. How a lot of tailgate party happening. As you see the 25 machine there, that's Thomas George. He is knocking that 5 to the front the best he can. Jose Gonzalez up high along with the 24. Chris Jaboo has been a party maker all night long. He's been the man there to push somebody. At what point does he say, he's probably like, okay, guys, maybe the last 5 or last lap, you can forget about me helping and pushing y'all now.
Yeah, you think all these guys are his teammates because he's been out there putting in work, man, and you know, hey, he's good at it.
So far, he is definitely doing an outstanding job. If I was in front of him, I would definitely want it because he's doing a fantastic job. But when he bumps drafts and at the precise time he actually does the push, so that 24 is doing everything he can do. And right now, Jose Gonzalez is definitely benefiting from it. But that whole top line holding her own as they're all side by side coming down the back stretch here, actually front stretch to the line again. Another drag race. Jose's got it by about a fender.
Jose, yeah, he led that one too there. And I tell you what, the 24 Chris Jaboo, I mean, he's been doing a great job at the way he's pushing, when he's pushing, how hard he's pushing. He's been doing everything he can to help these guys get out front. And he actually led a lap there early on, I believe.
He is, and right now these guys are still locked together like glue up front here as they'll go 2 by 2 down the bad stretch here. They're going to run on the lap car there. Steve Goschalk, he'll go high, let the pack go by. Good sportsmanship on him, but look at that. Jose's got the front line. He could drop down, maybe not. As the man down low, Trey Edson, he puts that bumper to the back end of him. He just can't quite get past him quite yet.
I tell you what, if Trey Eisen could get clear of that 05, or I'm sorry, if the 24 could get clear of the 05, I bet you he'll drop down, leave Jose out there. But right now, Jose sees that momentum up on the high side, and he's trying to stay up there with him. He thinks if he drops down in front of Trey Edson that they'll just get steamrolled on the high side, so he's trying to stay up there.
That's the one thing we haven't seen. We've seen Chris Jaboo all night long in that 24. He is an awesome pusher. Haven't seen him out front yet, but right now he is going dueling it out with the second place man of Trey Edson, who's down low. Jose Gonzalez didn't leave him out to dry, so he stayed up there with his dancing partner. That's the first time we've seen that. He had a couple times he could go down low.
Yeah, he opted out. Maybe, you know, they got a deal going on here. They talked about it in practice or something. I'm not for sure. I'm just saying they could be working together here. We got the 46 of Nick Silver right behind Chris Jaboo. So there's 3 great trucks there on the high side. And look at EJ right there running 4th on the outside.
Absolutely halfway home in this one. 35 down, 35 to go here. As right, these boys still are going to duel it out 2 by 2 down the super stretch here and the bad stretch of Daytona. When they go past the lap machine there, Jose and the 24 duck down low. They'll go to the front side here. So now we're going to see if those two can lock up at horns and stay out front.
And we was right. He was waiting on the 24 to get clear there. So, yeah, he definitely didn't leave him out to dry. What a move by those two. They did a great job working together to take over the lead here. Chris Jaboo, man, he's been putting on a show.
Yes, he has right now, an awesome teammate, if it is a teammate, but he's been able to push anybody that's got in front of him. Don't count that high line out yet. Here comes another newcomer, the 46, Nick Silver. He's got the silver machine up top. He's got a good pusher, E.J. O'Rourke. Trey Edson says, look, fellas, I'm going to back out and go to the back. That might be a smart move, might not be.
Yeah, I'm not for sure what could be going through his mind to make him want to do that, but maybe he knows something we don't know. He could have got hot, looked down, and it was a little too late to just back off, and he had to back out. So, not for sure, man, but he's not up front no more.
Well, do you think maybe he's feeling that it could be another big one up there?
Yeah, I mean, it's always a case here at Daytona. It could happen at any moment, any time of the race. So if he's playing it safe, he did the right thing.
Well, right now, I mean, these guys haven't let up on each other. They are still up there, nose to tail, inches upon inches with each other, and it's at lap 37 to 70. So right now, you know, they're not giving up. So at any point, it definitely could be. But look at this. That 46 machine out front. Nick Silver drops to the inside. He leaves E.J. O'Rourke up high, but he's going to take it to the point.
Yeah, but EJ's got help from Nicholas Cohan there in the 57, and Jose hops up right in front of EJ there, says, hey, I'm coming back by on the high side. He might bring EJ with him as well as Nick Cohan, because that high side's got one heck of a run right now.
Well, you know what? That's a product of probably, hey, look, new guy, I don't know who you are, but I know who EJ is.
Hey, it could be, you know, and it's kind of weird that that Jose just stayed out there on that high side right there, because he might get freight trained, because Stevie Mensah's going to put him 3 wide there.
Oh, Mr. Excitement. Well,
Yeah.
I tell you, where'd he come from in the middle? Out of nowhere.
Jose's going to drop back and lose at least 10 spots there. He could have came down in front of the 29 there, Matthew Welsenbach, but he decided not to, so maybe he's moving to the back. He thinks something's going to happen too.
Absolutely. Well, he got pushed out of the way. He's going to drop to the back, but here comes Mr. Excitement himself in the 96, Stevie Minson. He pulled that thing 3 wide. Nick Silver still up front there. Here comes Anthony DeBarro. He's got a good pusher, a good helper along with him. Chris Jaboo, he got still up there, though, in about the 4th place. E.J. O'Rourke out front. Hey, don't count out Matthew Welsenbach, another guy who's had an up-and-down season, and I call him Mr. Super Speedway because he loves this plate-style running stuff.
Yeah, look forward to seeing him later on. I don't doubt it at all that he's going to have a shot at winning this one, so we might be seeing him in victory lane if he's got a good truck still, and I believe he does. He's been playing it safe so far, so he's still out there looking good. That outside line getting led by Stevie Minson, they are flying, and Stevie's got some help from Anthony DeBarro, and there's Sean Bounty right there, so Sean Bounty's looking good right now. EJ, man, he's going to have to get a little bit tighter with the 57, and they're going to have to get a good push there with some help from the 46 of Nick Silver.
Boy, and right there, you just saw the 57 of Nicholas Cohan, who is up front running good, but he almost dropped down to the apron and could have been a bad one, but he is tucked up underneath the back end of the 41 of E.J. O'Rourke, and it's going to push him. He needs to back off a little bit heading into the turn. Don't want to give too much of a bump draft, but up top, they're still glued side by side as they coming into turn 1.
The bottom line's looking really good right now. As you see those 2 trucks there, there's a little gap between the 57 there of Nicholas Cohan and the 46 of Nick Silver. Them 2 trucks were holding off 3 trucks on the high side, so we know the bottom's fast even with just 2 trucks. But let's see what it can do against 4 or 5 trucks on the high side.
Absolutely. Can Stevie Minson get out front in that 96? He's got a good pusher behind him, Anthony DeBarro, and that Silver Bullet in the number 5. He's right behind him. E.J. O'Rourke still hold on to it with the 57 down low. Nick Silver up front there. Now Nick Jaboo, Chris Jaboo, excuse me, I get it out. He's back in 8th place a little bit. Thomas George, but man, they're just swapping positions left and right up front.
Yeah, Stevie Minson's got a chance to drop in front of EJ. Will he do it? Don't look like it. Is still getting help from Anthony DeBarro. Anthony DeBarro's got Sean Bounty right behind him, as well as the 25 of Thomas George. But we got a lot of trucks running the high side right now, so they got to be very careful of them lap trucks on the high side. And one thing I noticed about those lap trucks is they're going to lap down very quickly.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this thing, man, is flying by. These guys are just putting up and putting them down lap after lap right now. Well, let's go high and wide. We love to do it here at OSR Network. We call it the Blimpie Cam. That's right, Blimpie. Gives you a good perspective of the facility and just how far apart these guys are, which not very far right now. But, hey, Gerald, I always got to ask, you like Blimpie?
Love it.
I tell you. Good word, man, too. And I tell you, I put the challenge out there week in and week out. Anybody gets in an argument or gets in if you want to get in a fight, just go Blimpie one time and just say it and just see the reaction that you get. It's just one of them happy words.
I did that the other day to somebody.
Yeah, but I mean, how can you be mad and say Blimpie?
Yeah, and you know, if anything, it changed the conversation, so it worked.
There you go. It works. See? Well, that's what we call it here at OSR Network, online, simracingnetwork.com, your home for fun and exciting sim racing. Hey, man, we're here live tonight at Daytona here, and it's a good one so far. Been a very, very thriller of a race as these guys are storming around for the SimSpeedShop.com Truck Series here on Wednesday. Mr. Excitement puts it to the point right now as he drops down on the inside in front of E.J. O'Rourke.
Yeah, and he dropped down because the 5 of Anthony DeBarro gave him one heck of a push there coming down the backstretch. Now they put Stevie Minson, Mr. Excitement there, 3 wide there in the middle as Anthony DeBarro goes around him on the high side. EJ O'Rourke and the 57 there is Nicholas Cohan, man. Oh, Lordy, look at the 46 tag along.
Whew, tell you what, these guys are mixing it up 3 wide there for a moment. As like I said, call him Excitement. When E.J. O'Rourke wanted that lead back, and he almost pretty much just muscled his way back to the front and pushed him out. That high line still coming to life, though. Nicholas Cohan right there behind him, along with Nick Silver in the mix. So, well, you still got a whole pack of trucks, man, up front right now.
Yeah, Stevie Minson and Anthony DeBarro, they got a lot of ground to make up because they lost a little bit there. But I expect for them to come back storming around that high side here. As they cross the line, EJ leads that lap. But here comes the 96. Looks like he hit a button and took that nitrous shot.
Boy, he did, and he is shooting to the front, man, like a bullet. He's got a silver bullet on his back, tailgate pushing him, though. And at 5, Anthony DeBarro, they come out of the turn, storming to life here. Maximus effort is to the front. Stevie Minson, Mr. Excitement, down the bad stretch here. He's to the lead. He's got the 5 along with him.
The 5 is clear as well, and Sean Bounty pretty much almost clear, man. They had them 2 trucks right there had that high side rolling down the backstretch. They had one heck of a speed carry that one heck of a speed coming down the backstretch. So it just shows you how fast 2 trucks linked up together can be.
Looked like they almost had about 50 to 100 more horses right there. But look at this. The number 5 is going to leave Stevie Minson out to drive, but Stevie's going to get stuck up high as the number 34, Sean Bounty. He goes with the 5 machine. Well, let's see what the 96, can he get back in line behind Chris Jabou?
Yeah, he's going to have to right here. They're coming up on a lap car here, the 89 car. Oh, he stuck it in there. But yeah, I mean, he made one mistake there. He moved a little bit, opened the door for Anthony DeBarro to put him 3 wide there, and it shuffled him back to about 5th or 6th.
Yes, it did. Right now, he's still up high. Looks like he wants to go around him, but might want to stay in line there for a moment, see if he can't get a run right back up to the top. Man, out there, though, Sean Bounty, he's going to try it along with Anthony DeBarro down low. Chris Jabou back at it again, pushing another truck to the front.
And if you look at it, you wouldn't think that Stevie Minson led the last lap by.
I know. Well, I'm going to tell you, it's almost like these guys, man, are swapping this position about as fast as I swap socks in the morning.
Absolutely, you know, and now we got the 5 hooked up here, Anthony DeBarro and EJ O'Rourke. They're hooked up down on the bottom, and they look good, so they ought to be pretty fast, especially when the 57 and Nicholas Cohan move in here with Nick Silver.
Well, right now, I tell you what, if you're not a race fan, well, you're just not a race fan if you don't like this. If this doesn't get your heart pumping, you're just dead, because this is some exciting racing right here. These guys are putting on a show here at the Sim500 Wednesday night series presented by SimSpeedShop.com. And I tell you what, old web guy out there, he's having a fanatic heart attack over the 34 Sean Bounty up front.
Sean Bounty, man, he's a great driver. Week in and week out, he shows his talents here. And, hey, he's got a good shot to win any of these guys up front right now, because you see how fast things can change. You know, one lap you're leading the race, the next lap you're in 6th.
Absolutely. And right now, I mean, we've had, let's just get an actual race summary here real quick. Sean Bounty's led that last lap, but we've completed 47 to 70 laps, 18 lead changes, 2 cautions here tonight. That's the number I wanted to look at, the lead changes, because they have swapped that lead an awful lot. Typical plate race up front here.
Yeah, and Anthony DeBarro, he leads that time by, so it's almost a new leader every time they come by the start-finish line here. Now the bottom is hooked up together. They got a nice line going here. It's a little bit of separation between those guys, but they got one heck of an advantage over the high side right now because they got to make up a lot of ground there. Sean Bounty and Stevie Minson with 54 Tim Matthews there.
Absolutely. Well, I'll tell you what, we also got to look at. They've been out there for 29, 25, 30 laps almost. They got to start thinking about pit stops here soon. That's another thing, so we'll probably start getting a single file. I'm looking at this back pack here, about the 17th place. That's just kind of the second pack. They're about 28 seconds off from that front pack up there, the top 16. They're all nose to tail back there running in an order.
Wow, really? Huh? That's something else, man. I tell you what. And you know, you see these trucks go past these lap cars, and it's almost like they're running two different trucks, you know, the speed difference.
Mm-hmm. Well, right now, we're looking at, there's only a couple trucks. We still got several of them out here, but a couple trucks out of the race tonight. Bobby Terrell, Anthony Calatoni, Michael Prester, Justin Fuller. Well, that's a big name one right there. A.J. McKinson, I hope I said that right, and Jonathan Lockhart, all out of this one right now. And just to give you a heads up, Joey Katina, one lap down. He's tore up back there in the back. He's got the 55 there. Timothy Johnson hooked to him, but man, that guy right there, he had a bad fast machine early on. He just got caught up in one of the wrecks earlier on in the race.
Oh yeah, and look, we got a pit road getting busy here. Got a lot of trucks coming down pit road right now.
We do. So
Christian
pit road
Booth
is going to be a busy place here soon.
Yeah, Christian Boo, Jose Gonzalez, Anthony DeBarro, Thomas George, Matthew Welsenbach. They come in to make pit stops. Chad Coleman, Sean Bounty, Don Runkle Jr., Chad Cole, and Tim Matthews still out on the track.
You know, and that's going to mess it up here. That's going to kind of break up the pack here. Looks like the second pack's now coming down. You definitely want help here. You got to have help coming into the pit stops. If you don't, you're almost like a sitting duck coming back out.
Yeah, you want to come in with a group of guys, and if not, you want to come in the next time by. That way you don't lose a whole lot of ground on that racetrack, depending on who's around you and how much help you got. You definitely want to have help after you come back out, so you want to blend back in with those guys. Right now, E.J. O'Rourke, Stevie Minson, Nicholas Cohan, the 20 of Chad Coleman, Don Runkle Jr., and the 82 of Chad Cole still out there.
Well, folks, I tell you what, we're live here tonight, Daytona International Speedway here for the Sim500 Wednesday night series presented by SimSpeedShop.com. And it has been a very, very good one here. I'll tell you what, let's take a quick commercial break since they're in the middle of some green flag pit stops, man. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here after this. All right, folks, welcome back. We're here live at Daytona here for the SimSpeedShop.com Sim500 Truck Series here live, and man, it has been a thriller here so far as these guys have finished up their green flag pit stops as we're back here. And man, I tell you, up front, they are still back at it again here, Gerald.
Oh yeah, and you know, Don Runkle are out there leading right now. Looks like they're 3 wide. Stevie Benson on the high side again. Boy, I tell you what, he knows how to make it exciting. Looks like Don Runkle drops to the bottom. EJ O'Rourke on the high side with help from Jimmy North. Ted Cole right there. Looks like the 82 pushing the 00.
Man, I tell you what, Don Runkle come from. The man out front in Steel Horse Racing. Well, he's got the 82 machine of Chad Cole right there behind him with Nicholas Cohan. And up top, EJ O'Rourke is in the mix. So, boy, I tell you, like we said, anybody could come out of this place and win tonight.
Hey, Don Runkle come out of the pits there, took over the lead in that Del Taco 00 Toyota Tundra, and he's been holding on to it ever since then right now. He's had some pressure here coming from the high side, but he's got a lot of help from Chad Cole there in the 82.
And he's battling with Jose in the chart tonight.
Yeah, and Jose right now looks like he's running 10th or 12th, so right now he's looking good, but Jose is with that lead pack, so don't count Jose out because anything could happen as the 41 slices to the bottom there to miss the 18 there and takes over the lead, leaves Jimmy North up there, but Chris Jabu not far behind. 3 wide with lap cars on the high side.
Yeah, lap cars just trying to get out the way. One of the lap cars is going to side. That's Trey Edson. He's still going to get split in the middle. Was an aggressive move on his end.
Wow, they are 3 wide. Look, Trey Edson moves up into the pack. Chris Jabu with contact there from the 5 of Anthony DeBarro.
Oh, no.
Jose Gonzalez and Stevie Minson get together. Puts them up into the wall there. Causes a wreck. Caution's out.
Oh, man. Yeah, right there. Let's go back and watch the replay. We watched it live. Chris Jabu just got... looks like Anthony and him, I don't know, they just all got contact together. He came down, Stevie Minson hard into the side of Jose. Jose tore up into the wall. Man, that's both our picks. We just jinxed them, Gerald.
I know it. It looks like the 24 there. I don't know if he got a little contact there between him and Anthony DeBarro or not, but the 24, it looked like a back end come around on him a little bit there, causing him to bobble. And then he made some contact there with Stevie Minson into the 26 of Jose Gonzalez. And all 3 of those trucks, man, took a tumble. 3
fast trucks right there involved in that one.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It looks like it might be the end of the night there for the 96 of Stevie Minson. He hit the wall pretty hard there, as well as the 26 there, Jose Gonzalez. And the 24 not looking very good there. He's got a lot of wrinkles on that thing, so took out some good trucks there and some people that's in the Sim500 bracket challenge.
Yeah, looks like the 5 just caught the rear quarter panel of the 24 barely as they just kind of come together there, but man, a hard lick from Jose and Stevie Minson, both of them all tore up. Well, there's both our picks, man. Justin Fuller and Jose Gonzalez.
Oh, man, I hate to see that for those guys. So, you know, it's going to be interesting to see who's going to come out ahead of them, you know, to win that spot, for, you know, in their bracket, because, you know, it's been a lot of accidents here with people that are in the bracket. So it's whoever can get out there and finish in front of the other. Anthony DeBarro in the 5, though, he was involved in that a little bit. I believe he came out of it okay right now, still showing him as 6th. He does have a little bit of right side damage on there.
You know what's funny?
Coors Light machine.
You know what's kind of funny? Both our guys are out, but guess who's 1 and 2? They're both the 2 guys that were battling our guys.
Yeah, EJ and Don.
Yep, absolutely. Don was battling Jose, and EJ was battling Justin Fuller. So, wow, that's just amazing, man, how that works out. But here's the thing, too.
That's Daytona, Joe.
That is Daytona wild card. We talked about it before the race. Anything can happen. Well, here's the scenario we got, Gerald, because basically it's wrong what you brung. Everything's out the book. Business is about to pick up because when they go back green, it'll be less than 5 to go here. We're already at that point, lap 64 or 70. guess what? Caution comes out the next time. That's it.
Oh, it's definitely go time. You know, they're going to be fighting for every position here on this restart. EJ and Don, they're going to be going at it for the win. Jimmy North and Chad Cole right there, so they might have a shot at it. And you can't count out Anthony DeBarro, Nicholas Cohan, any of those guys. I mean, anything could happen here. They could finish 3 wide, 4 wide, maybe.
Whew, yeah, man, it's Daytona. You gotta love this place for the finishes as it's about to happen. Like I said, when they go across the line, though, and they get to restart on this one, if a caution comes out, it will put an end to it because we'll be less than 5 to go when they start back here. And that's the thing I always say. Obviously, the last lap puts an end to it, usually with 5 to go, usually 4 here at the super speedways, and we will be less than 4 when we go back. So this pretty much right here, this is the last restart of the race.
Yeah, and I bet you EJ couldn't be more happy to have that Gary Mercer Trucking Chevy Silverado number 41 up front there. But he's going to have his hands full there. He's got the 00 Dom Runkle and the Del Taco machine. The 91 of Steve Goschalk, I believe, is a lap down. So don't look at that, you know, him. I think he's going to end up getting put to the back. The 84, though, he's on the lead lap there. Jimmy North, Chad Cole, Nicholas Cohan, Anthony DeBarro, all those guys. And there's your boy, the 29 of Matthew Welsenbach, the 34 of Sean Bounty still in it, and our points leader, the 20 of Chad Cole. And then our new guy, the 46 of Nick Silver, rounds out the top 10 right here. We got a shootout coming right at you.
Yeah, we do here. And Nick Cohan out there in the chat says, I was 1.12 short on fuel. Thanks for the yellow. So
wow,
now he can make it.
Well, hey, good for him. You know, 0.1, it's a lot here, but it's not a whole lot. You can kind of save it. It's hard to save it, you know, in the draft and stay competitive. But I believe he would have been all right.
Yeah.
But this definitely helps him out.
Absolutely. Well, we've got a couple trucks out. Stevie Minson, John Mayhew, Bobby Terrell, Brian Chamberlain, Anthony Calatoni, Michael Prister, Justin Fuller, AJ, Jonathan Lockhart, all out of this race here. Joe Hudson, he's 20 laps down. Michael Walters, 40. A couple other ones, Timothy Johnson, Steve Goschalk, they're way back in the back there, several laps down. Joey Katina still back at 25th place. So rough night for a lot of guys out here. Some fast trucks, and whatnot. Jose Gonzalez is another one I just saw. He just went out too. So unfortunately, man, a lot of good trucks out of this one.
Yeah, he took a hard hit into the wall there, Jose did, but he had a good run tonight. You know, can't let it get you down here. It is Daytona, so you got to stay focused. Move on to next week and keep working hard there. You know, it's just product of Daytona. Things happen, you know, in a hurry too sometimes, and you know, it's not always your fault either. You get caught up in it. It's just one of those things here. So I mean, you got to be happy if you're the 41, and you got to be happy if you're the 57 of Nick, because if you was short on fuel, this will help you out here. He's got that Rolling Rock Toyota Tundra looking good here, right here. He's going to be starting 5th.
And he's got all the fenders on it, too, so it's going to be a good one. I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to kind of root for old Don Runkle up there in this one. I know E.J. O'Rourke, he's a bad, fast cat, and he's won before. Chad Cole's up there, Nicholas Cohan. But Don Runkle, man, he came into this race thinking like, I don't even know if I got a shot. But, man, he's got El Taco up front, and it's definitely Taco Wednesday for him, as he's looking good in the 00.
I could go for some of those Del Tacos, man. I tell you what.
Get you a couple, about 12-pack.
Oh, I love me some Mexican eating, man. It's one of my favorites.
Yeah, it loves me too.
Yeah. I bet it does. Yeah, I know what you mean there.
Yeah, well, lights off on the pace car for the final time here tonight. They will take the green flag here, because when they cross the line, if a caution comes out at this point, it will definitely be over with here, because they won't be able to get it back done in time. As they come across the line, it'll be 4 to go in this one, as E.J. O'Rourke's going to come to life. Pace car's in, green flag flies. He don't want to get too far out front, because, man, they'll freight train him on that outside like he's sitting still, like a rock in water. He's about a truck length up. Don't know how well that's going to be. Right now, Jimmy North's going to see if he can't get up there, but he's going to block that high line.
Yeah, he's got to do something here because, you know, they could split him and put him 3 wide there. He did get a little bit early start, more of a jump than he wanted, I guarantee you that there. But he maintained it. They picked him up. He's down on the bottom, but look at Don Runkle Jr. with Chad Cole pushing him from behind.
I got a feeling it's just going to be whoever can make that last move and the last dive here. But look at Don Runkle, hang on to it. Boy, he's got 2 and a 0-0. Oh, they tag up front. They're already putting the bumpers to each other.
What a bump there from the 41 of E.J. O'Rourke. He slams the back end there. Don Runkle. Don hangs on to it. A little bit of contact between him and Chad Cole, but he hang on to it to lead this one.
Yes, he does in the tri-oval. He is pushing for everything. It is go time. 3 laps to go here at Daytona. They're in turn 1. They'll be 2 by 2 coming to the line there, but they're coming out of turn 2 to head down the back stretch. Don Runkle Jr.'s out front by a truck. He has got a push hard by the 41 as he comes out of that thing.
Yeah, those 3 trucks there on the bottom are looking good there because they got 4 pretty much lined up there with Sean Bounty to be the last one on the high side. He's not quite tucked up as close as he should be, but now they're starting to separate on the bottom. So let's see that high side gets a run here. But right now, Don Runkle leads the lap as he's coming out of turn 4 with help from E.J. O'Rourke.
Man, he's going to 2 to go, like you just said. Comes across the line, he leads it. And I'm going to tell you what, he's got to be holding on to that wheel for dear life because E.J. O'Rourke is not coming off that back bumper. No way, no how. He is pushing him around this whole entire track, and that is probably lifting those back tires off the back end.
Yeah, and he protects that bottom there from E.J. O'Rourke because E.J. could have turned him. But look, if the caution comes out right now, it's Don Runkle Jr. No caution.
No caution on that one right there. We'll stay
Here
with the
it
front
comes.
ones. Man, I'm going to tell you what bump draft, there's the caution. It is over with. Caution out. Don Runkle Jr. is going to win this race. Wow, what a finish. He's coming to the line to take the white flag, but man, he held him off right there.
Don
Let's go
Runkle
back here
for
and
the
find
win.
out. Yeah, let's find out who was in the wreck.
I know the 89 ended up coming back up. I believe it was Brian Wortman. He couldn't quite keep that thing down on the bottom there. Had too much speed carrying it.
All right, let's see. Jimmy North actually looked like one that came back up the track too.
Oh, he come right. Oh.
Oh, the 20 got involved in that one. That's our points leader right there, Chad Coleman.
And a hard lick on the 17 of Casey Duncan. I mean, he took a hard lick right into the side of the 89 of Brian Wortman as well.
Let's go back here on the 89. Let's watch him one more time on the replay. He was tucked up on that lead draft. Or on that lead pack. Oh, and Anthony DeBarro is what caused that originally. And Anthony came out the track, and actually the 89 got tagged by Jimmy North. Jimmy North was the one that came back up the track and then just kind of leveled the 89, and then from there it was a madhouse. Wow.
Yeah, it's a crazy race here at Daytona. You know, you never know what could happen. That's why you just lay it all on the line, especially on a finish like this when they had just about 5 to go here. You got to go for it. And they were pushing for all they could, and unfortunately it doesn't end under green here, but they did put on one heck of a show here.
Oh man, throughout the whole entire race, this place, man, was rocking from the green flag on. I mean, these guys definitely, they had a race like no other. E.J. O'Rourke's going to come out there, but I know we're going to be a happy guy right here. Don Runkle Jr., wow, it's going to bring that machine in, and man, you know, I know he's going to be ecstatic.
Oh yeah, and you know, I couldn't be more happy for him. I know how exciting it is to get a win here. You know, I hate to see EJ not get the win that he was trying to get there. Starting up front, he might have got out there a little bit too far, a little bit further than he would like. But he's going to bring it home second here, so. You know, I know he's going to beat himself up, and we know he's hard on himself, but he definitely had a good night here at Daytona, as well as Chad Cole and Sean Bounty, and Nicholas Cohan rounds out the top 5.
Absolutely. Well, let's bring some of these guys up here, man, and get a talk in with them. because it was an awesome race here. Like I say, from the green flag on, let's bring up our third place man, Chad Cole, here, and get a word in with. Let's get a word in with him.
Chad Cole, it's Jay Weezy in the OSR Network booth. You got me?
Yeah, we got you.
Man, what a wild finish you guys had, man. Tell us a little bit about that, and tell us what happened here during the race. What was going through your mind?
Well, going through my mind, any of these plate races, man, just trying not to get caught up in the big one. Monday night got a piece of one and ended up blowing an engine. That was all she wrote there. But just trying to be a little bit more patient, just kind of bide my time on the bottom and let the race come to me there at the end. And I managed to get some really great pit strategy thanks to Nick Cohan, and we had some other awesome teammates working together. And I'm pretty tickled. I feel like I won almost. I'm so happy for Don right now. That's really cool. I'm glad for him.
Well, you started the season pretty hot, man. You ran up front a lot. You got a win there at Phoenix in that number 82 Sears Diehards Chevy Silverado. Been looking for you to come back in victory lane, man. What's been holding you back?
Work. Wednesdays are pretty tough with work. Usually I work late on Wednesday evenings, so that kind of keeps me from the track most Wednesdays. But I try to make it when I can. I'm not really going for points, just trying to have a little fun, and definitely had plenty of that tonight racing with these guys.
Well, you always put on a great show, man, and we enjoy it. And, you know, I know we'll see you here in victory lane pretty soon. But for tonight, anybody you want to thank for your third place finish?
Yeah, of course, we got to thank Nick Cohan for coming up with the pit strategy there to get us on fuel, and all the other Steel Horse guys they're a blast to hang out with on these Wednesday night races. Sim Speed Shop for sponsoring the Wednesday series, of course. OSRN for the awesome job you guys do on Monday and Wednesday. We can't thank you guys enough. It's really cool to be partnered with all these awesome people.
Hey, man, we really appreciate that, the kind words. And, hey, man, we appreciate you all putting on these exciting races. Can't wait till next week.
Yeah, for sure. Hopefully we can be there for it.
All right, good talking to you.
Well, I tell you what, this third place man right there, Chad Cole, and he definitely did an awesome job and a fantastic job out there tonight. Well, this guy right here, he pulled it off in second place. He did everything he could do. He was throwing all kinds of moves out there to try to move around. EJ O'Rourke, let's bring him up here. Let's get a talk in with him.
EJ, it's Gerald up in the OSR Network booth. You got a copy?
I'm not really sure who Gerald is. I know Jay Weezy.
Jay Weezy, it's me, man. I tell you what, you started off there up front. You got out there a little bit further than I would like to be. Would you doing that on purpose, or did you just make a mistake? And tell us about the finish, and did you want to see that yellow and all that good stuff?
Absolutely not. I don't want to see the yellow, but it is what it is. I'm really happy for Don that he won. He's a really nice guy, and he deserves to win. On the restart, I jumped a little too much. I was hoping to get single file if I jumped early, and I could block the run from whenever it came, but that way.
Well, you had that Gary Mercer truck in Chevy Silverado, number 41, looking good all night. Run up front, nice and strong. And, you know, you're coming off a win here at Texas. You almost pulled this one off, man. Any tracks coming up here soon, we're going to be looking forward to seeing you in victory lane.
To be honest with you, I'm not sure of the schedule, so I'm not sure, but I hope I can win anywhere. It's always the goal, but yeah, it was my 200th start in this league tonight, so I was hoping I could win.
Hey, man, well, it's always good talking to you. Anybody you'd like to thank?
Thank you guys up in the booth for doing this stuff, and all the boys at Sim500 as well, and Gary Mercer Trucking.
Hey, well, you started second, you finished second, you put on one heck of a show out there. It's always good talking to you, and hopefully we'll see you in victory lane here soon.
Thank you very much.
All right, EJ O'Rourke right there putting it in second spot here tonight. Man, did a fantastic job out there, but I'm going to tell you what, this guy right here, he is definitely going to be one happy camper here tonight. Don Runkle. Don Runkle Jr., Joe White in the booth, you got a copy?
Yeah, how you doing, Joe?
Man, I tell you what, the 00 machine out front, when I saw you up there, I said, what, I got to root for the man there, Don. And wow, you did it here tonight. How's it feel to put it in the winner's circle here for the Sim500 Wednesday Night Truck Series presented by SimSpeedShop.com?
I'm I can't believe it. I cannot believe that I just won this race. That's amazing. E.J. O'Rourke, he's so awesome for pushing me there. It was just, I don't even know. I mean, when the race first started, I was almost second to last, and we lost the lead draft, and it just, I don't know. We were looking at maybe losing a lap there before the caution came out, and then I don't know how I missed that wreck. And just luck, Joe. I don't know.
Well, man, I tell you what, sometimes you got to have luck, sometimes you got to have skill, and you was able to bring that 00 to the front here. When you came in here, I mean, this is Daytona. It's anybody's ball game. I mean, obviously, you talk about it week in and week out. I mean, coming here, did you think you had the truck, man, that could pull this thing off?
You know, not at all. Actually, I came in here, just all my focus was, but I just wanted to pass Jose for the bracket challenge. I just wanted to get, you know, back up to the next step of the bracket, and I figured, you know, hey, the best way I could do that is, I guess, just try to go as fast as I can. So yeah, I just got lucky, and yeah, man, I can't even believe I'm here. I really cannot believe I just won this race.
Well, two things here is, one, you got past the bracket, but not only that, you busted through and won here tonight at Daytona for the Sim500 Wednesday night truck series presented by SimSpeedShop.com. Man, you got to be out there you want to thank?
Of course, I want to thank all my teammates at Steel Horse Racing. Those guys are absolutely incredible. They're great support every single day, personally, race-wise, everything. Those guys are amazing over there. I want to thank you guys here for broadcasting. I want to thank Sim Speed Shop for sponsoring the series. We really appreciate it. I want to thank all the admins. You know, Joey, all those guys, they put on a great show. They try real hard, and they do what they got to do, make tough calls. I want to thank Chad Cole and E.J. O'Rourke especially, because E.J. pushed me the whole time. And Chad was in my team speak, just telling me what to do before the green came, telling me how I should, you know, approach the start. And it's just, my teammates are amazing. They're just great. And it's just great. Oh, and I got to thank Brenda Brand Muffins, my wife. That's her little nickname there. Some of the guys on my stream will know who that is. So I want to thank my wife for letting me do this each and every week, and putting on the, you know, broadcasting with you, Joe, and everything else, man. She's really great. So thanks a lot.
Hey, man, no doubt about it. And again, our winner here tonight at the SimSpeedShop.com truck series here at Daytona, Don Runkle Jr. Man, I tell you what, like I said, happy guy right there, putting it in victory lane. Let's get our unofficial results here tonight as Don Runkle puts it in victory lane. E.J. O'Rourke there in second. Chad Cole sitting in third. Sean Bounty fourth. Nicholas Cohan ending up in fifth. Matthew Welsenbach up to sixth. Nick Silver seventh. Jimmy North to eighth. Anthony Navarro ninth. And Josh Barham rounds at the top 10. We looked at the rest of the field. Some guys, well, they had a good night. Some not so much.
Yeah, I hate to see it for Jose, you know, get knocked out of that bracket, knocked out of the race here tonight, but it couldn't have happened to a better guy. Don Runkle Jr., the 00 Del Taco Toyota Tundra. He did a great job, so congratulations to him. And Steel Horse Racing, they did a great job out there. And all the drivers tonight, they put on one heck of a show, and it was exciting to watch.
Absolutely. Well, I tell you what, folks, again, go back and relive that one, because it was a thriller all the way from the green flag to the checker flag here. So we're going to leave Daytona here for the SimSpeedShop.com Sim500 Wednesday night truck series. For everyone here, myself and Gerald up here in the booth, from OSR Network, everyone here, have a good night.